Today we're going to show you how to change the door lock assembly on your washer, and it's a really easy job. All we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, a small flat blade screwdriver, and a pair of needle nose pliers. Let me show you how we do it. Now before we begin this repair, the first thing we'll need to do is to disconnect power to the washer, so simply unplug it. Now we'll start by opening the door. And the door lock assembly is held in place with 3 Phillips screws, one on either side of the catch opening and then one up by the door switch. So what we're going to do is to remove the band that holds the bellows to the front panel. It has a little spring right at the very bottom. So we're going to remove that band, then we can pull the bellows back and access the door lock assembly through this opening rather than have to take the whole front panel off. So with a small flat blade screwdriver, we'll begin by locating that spring on the bottom, then we'll insert the screwdriver into that hook and remove the spring. Now we can just peel that door bellows back on the right hand side here, enough that we gain access to the door lock. And we'll remove the Phillips screws and then just reach in through that opening and we'll pull that door lock assembly out far enough that we can access the wire harnesses. All the wire harnesses have locking tabs, so we'll need to depress those, pull the harnesses off, and we'll discard the old door lock assembly. We'll next reconnect the wire harnesses, make sure they're fully inserted so that they lock into position. And when doing this, avoid pulling any harder on that wire harness than is necessary. I'm going to slide that back into that opening. Position the latch into the square opening and the door switch into the top opening. We'll reinstall the screws. Now before we tighten these screws, we'll want to make sure that we center that door switch in the round opening and the latch into the square opening. Now once we've tightened all of the screws, we're next going to put that bellows back into position. So just make sure that we have no debris down in that little channel on the front panel that the bellows attaches to. And if need be, you can apply just a little bit of dish detergent to that soft rubber just to make it slide under there a lot easier. Next we'll take the band and spring and just make sure that that spring is still in good shape. And then we're going to lay that into that little V groove so that the spring is positioned right at the 6 o'clock position. And then using our flat blade screwdriver, we'll just guide that band and use caution when performing this procedure so that we don't damage that bellows. Now, with our needle nose pliers, we're just going to grip the very end of that band, and we're going to pull against the spring at the same time that we're using our flat blade screwdriver to guide that into the grooves, and then release it and just check around it to make sure that it is firmly into position. We're now ready to reconnect the power, and our repair is complete.